Hello, welcome back to the new adventures of the time machine. We have just arrived outside of Hourglass city, and we are going to have a little chat with this.
I beg your pardon. Could you watch Willoughby for a while? He'd be quite happy in your pen.
Willoughby? Do you mean your tripodon? Of course I'll watch him for you.
You stay here, Willoughby, and be good, all right? I can't take you into the city.
Well, that would be slightly inconvenient.
You're quite right to look after your tripodon. With all these rebels around, you never know what could happen. I hear their chief has just been captured. I will take you to the gates of the city.
Thank you. And off we go. So, the old man was kind enough to drop us off at the gates of the city, and we're just going to have a little chat with this guy.
The city is calm. There is someone on our minds, but we are not sure exactly who it is. He attacked the sacred guards and stole a tripodon.
Really? Oh, who could that be?
The memory sanctuary. It's very well guarded, isn't it?
Yes, the hierarch doesn't like Velsubek to be disturbed. The entrances are watched and are off limits to the curious. Be careful, Visahid. The guards are up in arms. It would be unfortunate if they found what they were looking for. I have to continue my watch.
Okay, thank you very much. You might be interested in one of my items.
Possessing a nautilus has its advantages, but there are times that it won't protect you. Nautiluses do protect those who have them, but you'd be making a mistake to have blind faith in them. The priests give us black salt. I think it comes from the monastery, and I'm not sure you're allowed to have any. Refrain from showing that to everyone. It's a beautiful object. It's a beautiful object.
Okay, so that's all for him. This guy basically has nothing to say, but anyway.
Shouldn't you have something else to do? I don't care.
Right, good. So, we are going to head out this direction and pick up this bucket that's here. You also see one of these creatures here, which we'll come back later for. But now, right now, we're going to try and find a way into this memory sanctuary. But first, we're going to head towards the store and have a little chat with this woman here.
Grown has punished me. My sand scraper is dead. It's a terrible loss for me. I was going to start raising them.
So if you remember, this was the lady who had that sand scraper, that beast in that cage. We snuck past her to get the ointment.
Raising sand scrapers, that's the future. I've got an idea. Help me find some sand scrapers and I'll pay you back.
Sand scrapers?
Yes, let's say 6, no 7. Bring me 7 sand scrapers and I'll make it worth your while. I promise you.
Okay, so we need to find 7 sand scrapers and come back to her. You can pick up some sand herbs here, now that she's gone. And we are going to go to the first sand scraper, which is actually in this little alcove here. And you can hear from the sound that there's one nearby, so that sort of gives you a clue where they are. Although not all of them are very easy to find. Okay. Just gonna continue this way. And this is the entrance to the temple we've been before. You see there is a chronomancer here who is fixing the lock on that copper sphere.
Excuse me?
What is it now? Can't you see I'm busy?
I didn't mean to disturb you, believe me.
Well, you did.
Do you know the memory sanctuary?
Yes, and it's not here.
What are you doing?
You are persistent. It's my job to check the chronomantic lock on this sphere. It's completely unnecessary because this spectre has been locked in there for so long he doesn't even want to escape anymore. Besides, there's nothing much we can learn from him now.
Do you know Velsubek?
Velsubek? He must be in the sanctuary. He could better find his lock himself. He's too busy with his last research. No, that's enough. I have other things to do besides answer Besides questions. The effects the nautilus has on the memory are well known. When you become a Shakandar, you won't need it anymore. Now leave me alone. Take particularly good care of this nautilus until you become a Shakandar. You understand? Good luck. When you become a Shakandar, the only food you need is black salt. And you have so many duties to attend to that you won't appreciate being disturbed while you work either. Indispensable. Goodbye. Difficult to work here. This hourglass is charged. You can go to a phantom in a sphere and trade it for a new spell, or you can use it to amplify your magical capabilities.
Okay, well, we won't bother him any further. We're gonna go around this statue.
I don't think we could found a new religion in England with a god that looks like that. Kronos, the god of time. That sounds good.
Like I said, we're just gonna go around here, and when we do, gonna have a little look at this door.
Something's bothering me, but what is it?
He can't get his finger on what is actually wrong with it, and
For the sake of Kronos, you'd be better off facing him, Misaid.
okay, so he gets a little bit upset if we stay around the back of here. So we're just gonna have a little bring a visit to our old friend, the lemur who is inside here.
Master, you have come back. I wonder, did you see anyone outside?
Yes, there is a Shekandar monk outside.
A chronomancer. I knew it. A chronomancer monk only a few meters away from me. No other news could make me happier, Master. You should visit me more often.
Okay.
Could you do me a favor, Master? A big favor?
Why not?
Ask the monk to come in. I want to see him. It has been ages since I've seen a Shekandar. They have so much in common with Lemurs. I must talk to him.
It's just that I don't know how to induce him to come in.
There must be a way. I have an idea. To get him to come in, give the monk this shell of time and tell him that I gave it to you. It's just an illusion. Real shells of time are quite rare. Shepherders are always searching for them. He'll be so impatient to know more that he won't realize it's a feint.
You're a clever one.
That's why I'm still here, safe from the harshness of the desert. Don't try to use this shell. The illusion will disintegrate.
Okay, so we basically got to trick that chronomancer from coming in, but he did tell us that if we give this spectre a...
Training would do you good, master, if I may be so bold.
Yep, training is good, but we actually have something else for you.
A charged hourglass of ashes. You are a blessing from Kronos, master. Thank you. Choose a spell in exchange.
Now there's a couple of spells that we can choose: the Grip of Kronos and the Cheap of Salt. We're going. It doesn't really matter because we're going to encounter more lemurs on our way, but we're going to take the Grip of Kronos. And we're going to see what it does actually.
The grip of Kronos. As his arms take hold of the target, the bonds that keep it in time let go little by little. Try.
Okay, so that basically inflicts loads of pain. That's good. Now we're gonna head out of here. Let's see if we can get that monk to come in.
A shell of time. Where does it come from?
The lemur in the sphere gave it to me. He has others, if you're interested.
I'm going in the sphere. I don't want to be disturbed.
Well, famous last words. He is now in the sphere, and we can't go in.
I can't open it.
And this item we have here, we can just use it and it will just dissipate as it was an illusion. We will come back for this door later in the game. For now, we're just going to head out. And we're going to head on to find the sanctuary. Now, there is a passageway here where we are. We need to go, but first we're going to grab him by the collar.
I'm looking for information about the memory sanctuary.
This is one of the most highly protected places in the city. You need a seal to get in, and only the hierarch can give you that.
Excuse me, what's this guy doing? He has more information. Please don't run away.
Don't tell anyone, but there's a Shekandar chronomancer in the city this very moment. What an honor.
Tell me about Vel-Subek.
Vel-Subek lives in the Memory Sanctuary. They say he didn't retire to the monastery because he wanted to stay close to the Sand People. I must continue sanctifying the offerings.
Okay, I'm just going to show him some
Kronos
things.
always keeps an eye out to protect you. That's the purpose the Nautilus serves. The Nautilus is a sacred object. Where did you get that?
The Shekandars gave it to me.
They must have had their reasons. Be careful. You mustn't give black salt gems to just anyone. A sand globe contains an extremely powerful concentration of sand herbs. The Shekandars are truly great alchemists.
Okay, thank you for that information. Like I said, we are about to find out where that sanctuary is. So we're going to head into this passageway here. And see if we can get through that red door.
That won't do you any good. The door is locked. Only the hierarch can authorize your entry to the sanctuary.
Okay.
I can't open it.
In order to open the doors of the memory sanctuary, you need a seal. This is the hierarch's order. My job as guardian is of the utmost importance. Something strange is going on. I'm sure I had 12 bottles of ashfire, but I counted them again and 4 are missing. Someone has stolen them. Probably someone who is jealous of my prestigious position as a sacred guard. About these strange occurrences, I know 2 women who look so much alike I can't tell them apart, and they have the right to go through the red door. The memory sanctuary must remain a sacred place reserved for the wise.
Okay, so in order to get into this memory sanctuary, we need a seal, and that seal is in the in the position of the hierarch of this city. But there are also 2 women who have access to this red door. Now, we need to find those women. So we are going to head back to Hourglass Square. Right, so here we are back at Hourglass Square, and a lot of things have changed since we were last here. There are some more doors that have opened, giving us more access to various parts. But before we go anywhere else, we're just going to have a little chat with our gardener friend. Hello?
Lovely vegetables, lovely vegetables. She always wants lovely vegetables. Does she think the Sandalopes know that Vel-Subek is going to eat them?
Is someone complaining about the quality of your vegetables?
Nothing is ever good or beautiful enough for that hag Hamata. She's Vel-Subek's servant. According to her, her master is the guardian of the memory sanctuary, so he deserves the very best vegetables in the city. But I'm sure she eats them herself. Did I tell you about Ataima? She and her sister Hamiata look as similar as 2 sandalope seeds. But Ataima is so sweet and friendly. Her soul is beautiful. I believe that Vel-Subek has given a seal to Ataima and not Hamiata.
Ataima seems to have warmed your heart.
She is so lovely. You must meet her. Ataima and Hamiata live together in a house just east of the square. Ataima. Her golden peach complexion lights up my poor eyes. If I grow a new vegetable, I shall name it Ataima. What a beautiful name. That's a sacred object you have there. Very lovely object. But I'd better keep tending my vegetables, or Hamata will make a scene. Very lovely object. But I'd better keep tending my vegetables, or Hamata will make a scene.
Okay. That is some interesting news. So these two ladies, Atima and Hamata, they live together in a house. And they also have this seal. Now here we have another one of those creatures, and if we try and pick that up,
Charming beast.
he will just escape us. So we're gonna try and see if we can stop him using one of our spells, which is the stop time spell. And not thinking this is going to be easy, but there he is. There he is. Big bugger. Okay, so there is a few other things that we can do here before we go to see Hamata.
The Hourglass warns the Sand People of the arrival of a wave.
Come on, play a game of Rainbow Nautilus.
Are you talking to me?
You seem sad. I know what you need. The best remedy for sadness is a game of Rainbow Nautilus. Show me the thing you want to bet on. If you're bored, there's nothing like a game of Rainbow Nautilus.
Okay, so you can play this game of Rainbow Nautilus, which we will. But first we're going to have a little look at this mural over here. There is something on the floor, which is a chisel.
I don't have time.
So what is she writing then?
The Shand God shaved the hierarch.
Okay, so she's not very good. But you know, what can we do?
No, no, no! You've made mistakes again! Correct them immediately!
Now we can take the liberty of correcting them for her.
There. Now it makes sense. I took the liberty of correcting several transcript errors on your stone carving. I hope you don't mind.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You've done me a big favor. Here, take this. I don't know exactly what it does, but the priests treat it as though it's very special. Take it.
Okay, a black salt crystal, thank you very much.
Could you give me some information about the Memory Sanctuary? I'd like to know more about it.
The legends of the Sand People are kept there. I could show you the way, Visaid, but it wouldn't do any good. The Sanctuary is off-limits. There is one thing that amuses us about the Sanctuary. The Guardian behind the red doors is practically deaf. We play tricks on him from time to time. Nothing too terrible. I mean, it's not his fault. It was because of the Master Shakandar's machine. It used to be located inside the Sanctuary and made a noise so loud you could hear it in the city. It's been moved since then.
I wonder, why can't anyone get into the Memory Sanctuary?
Hamikhail himself restricted access to the Sanctuary, because Kronos ordered him to do so. I can remember the Hierarch's words. He said, "Man's memory belongs to the Sand God. Only the Hierarch can go through the stone doors which lead to the Sanctuary." You must have work to do, Visaid. Don't waste too much time. Those who possess a nautilus are lucky. Those who possess a nautilus are lucky. If you have some black salt, you are on the road to initiation to become a Shekandar. I hope one day I'll be ready. But I am a sacred guard. That's not too bad. Take special care of your gem.
Okay, and as always, the fellow on the right
If you want to trade, it's a bit further away, Visaid.
doesn't really have anything to say. So, on we go to the house of Hamata. And Atayuna. I'm sorry, the two lovely ladies we'll encounter in a while. So one thing you'll notice is
This shop is closed.
yep, it's not open yet. But this door is open, and if we continue on the path, we see a door that leads to Hamata. There she is.
Doesn't my kitchen smell good? Velzubek often tells me he liked to eat something other than black salt. I keep trying new recipes, but he never likes anything I prepare for him.
Nonetheless, your kitchen smells good.
I'm an excellent cook, but it's not easy. The vegetables the gardener gives me are only second-rate. They aren't worthy of my cooking. I'd like to find a new recipe. Velzubek would really like to eat something other than black salt. He's counting on me, Hamiata. He's a very demanding master.
Are you her governess?
I don't govern anything. Ataima and I have access to the memory sanctuary to serve the master when he needs us. We have a seal from the hierarch, which we show to the gods so that they'll let us through. I would give anything to find a simple, easy-to-prepare recipe that pleases Velzubek. These satin squashes have to be carefully minced to get all the flavor out of them.
Okay, let's pick up this knife.
That's a miracle. I thought this world was primitive, but there's a kettle, the most civilized object I can think of.
There's nothing really else in this little hut besides the box on the table here.
It's locked. I can't open it.
And that probably contains the seal that we need. So we need to find her a new recipe, and we're gonna go straight to it. But first, a small bug in the game. That is, there is another one of those sand scrapers in this area, and he is just sitting on top of one of these. And if you tap the space bar, he will appear. But well, it's very easy to miss. So there you go. And just before we leave, there's a little side joke here. I don't know if you recognize this, but it's from 12 Monkeys, the motion picture. Right, okay, so we are going to head back to Hourglass Square. So we are back here. Now, we're gonna go a little bit around here and follow the path until we come upon a little box that's set here.
Amazing. These look like tea leaves. They remind me of England.
So So now we have the TVs, and it is time for a bit of leisure. So we're going to try and play a game of Rainbow Nautilus. This little fellow here.
Nautilus Rainbow is a fun game to play, and you can win things easily. Go on, give it a try. What do you want to bet on? If you're bored,
Okay, so we can bet some sand herbs.
you can bet this. If you win, now we're ready to play. If you ask me, I can explain the rules. To practice, take a ball from the bucket. The game will begin as soon as you tell me which object you want to bet.
Okay, so this is Rainbow Nautilus. It's a pretty cool game. I will let the character explain it to you.
The principle of Rainbow Nautilus is simple. You have to throw wooden balls in the compartments on the ground. Each one is worth a certain number of points. In order to win, you have to get as many points as possible. But what's fun is to dislodge the balls your adversary has thrown from the compartments they're in. The Nautilus board has different colored compartments. The yellow or sun ones are worth 1 point. The earth ones are worth 2 points, and the water ones 3 points. The king compartment, which is blue, will win you 5 points if you can get to it. But be careful of the Nautilus curves. They're worth nothing. You've chosen the white balls, so I'll take the black ones. You have 4 white balls for the whole game. We each take a turn throwing a ball. The winner of the last game starts. After all the balls are thrown, we count the points. If our points are equal, then it's a tie. The loser gives the object he bet with to the winner. Don't forget that I bet sand herbs. Now you decide what you want to bet. But remember, I have to want it. Before you throw the ball, pay attention to 2 things. The strength with which you throw it, and the direction as well. You can aim for one of the compartments, or one of the black balls if it's in your way. You can also dislodge mine from the compartment. But if in doing so it lands on a color, I get all the points. It's called Rainbow Nautilus because it has a multicolored board. There's a legend which says that many hourglasses ago, Kronos wept on the desert, and the sky turned 1,000 colors. I would like to have seen that. In the meantime, let's play. If you want, I can explain the rules to you again.
No need. We are going to get straight into this, so we're going to show him.
I go along with your bet.
So basically, the aim of the game is to get more points than he has. And if you press the space bar, you will see the gauge on the bottom left go up. And judging by the strength of your throw, hopefully it will go onto the right place. So let's have our first throw. And we're going to be right there.
Yep.
Which is not bad. 2 points.
I lost! The wind is against me.
So, you already got 1 green.
Yep.
Well, I could do better.
Yes, you could, but we're on the roll here.
Yep.
Well, I could do better.
So, final round. We're already 4-2 up, so hope this goes well.
Yep.
You won! Here are the sand herbs, I bet.
Okay, so now we have some sand herbs, which is good. We're going to need another one. And we're going to continue down this path and take a right here. Because as you can see, there is one of these fellows on top of these crates, which we need to get. So we're going to pull this crate over here.
This cactus gives off a sweet smell, like honey.
And you can cut that cactus with a knife and get the sweet part of that plant. Now over here we have another lovely lady. Let's meet her.
I don't want to be disturbed. I have a lot of work to do and my back hurts. Leave me alone! My back is killing me!
So this smells like another victim of the backache. Now we can fix that backache while we don't have it. Continue a little further down this road. We see another red door.
It's closed.
Let's get into there. And, there's a little bell here, which we can ring. Which won't do any good, so we're going to ring it again. There we go.
You rang.
We did. Okay.
You rang.
Yes, I'd like to come in.
Hourglass Square is further away.
No, not Hourglass Square. I want to come in.
Look, I told you, this isn't Hourglass Square. Are you deaf or what?
You won't let us in because we don't have the seal, so we need to get back. Finding that seal now. This lady is actually the sister of Atseima.
That's very interesting. Let me...
We need to get to talk to her.
Let me... I think I'd even deharmonize someone if it would make my back better.
Okay, so we need to find her one of those ointments, and we can get those ointments from a trader. But as you saw, the shop is still closed, so we need to find the bugger, see if he can open up the shop. So we're gonna go all around until we come over here, back at the Temple Square. Now we're going to take this this alleyway, which has opened up since last time, and we are going to find another one of those cactuses.
This cactus smells like honey.
And we're going to take another part. And you can hear in the background that there's another creature nearby, so we need to find it.
Oh boy, she really gets on my nerves.
Okay, that guy just came from here, so let's see what's in here. that away.
What's wrong? Why are you crying?
My friend took my doll. She means a lot to me. I can't play the way I want to without my doll.
Where is your doll?
My friend threw it out. Into the tripodon pen, I think. Would somebody be kind enough to go and find my doll? I have a special reward for whoever brings it back to me. My doll! Give me back my doll! I'm so unhappy.
Okay, well that's a little bit sad, isn't it? We must find that doll, but before we do, we're just going to take some of her possessions. Another hourglass, not charged, but nevertheless very. So that doll has actually been thrown in a pen which is on the other side of this this wall, and we're going to do another crate puzzle, which is just dandy. But it's not too hard, so just pull the top one and then push it away. So that the one underneath becomes available. So we can push that against the wall and climb it. And we can get down on this crate here. And there we have the tripodon pen, and on the floor here we have the doll, which we are going to take.
I can't take the doll.
Why not?
I can't take the doll.
No, we need to
The trough is empty.
we need to feed this guy. And one of the things he likes is this honey cactus heart.
All you had to do was feed him.
Okay, well, that means that we can take the doll. Great. Let's head back and give it to the girl. Now, that little boy that actually came out of this this doorway is the merchant, the trader. You can actually go to him and talk to him about the doll, and you can trade the doll for a sand globe. But by doing that, you're actually going to miss the item that the little girl is going to give us. So we're not going to do that, but we are going to give the doll.
My doll! My doll! I'm so happy. If only all the Visaids were like you. Here, take this Ephraid flute. Look how small and close together the holes are. Only the Ephaids can play it, but I'm sure it will be useful to you. My doll!
Okay, so if you remember, Ephaids are the children. So basically, this flute.
My hands aren't made for this flute.
We can't play this flute until we are a child, so I'm just going to put it away then. Hey, there's that little fella.
A charming beast.
Now he won't pick it up, but we have to lure it out, and we can do that by putting some of these mirth weeds on the floor here. And then we can pick up this little animal. We can't pick up the mirth weeds anymore, they are permanently lost. But we know where to get some new ones, so we're going to head out and do that straight away. So to the left. And
amazing. These look like tea leaves. They remind me of England.
so now that we have the leaves, and we're going to head to the merchant stall. So as you can see, the stall is open for business.
You look preoccupied.
If only you knew how sorry I am that I threw that doll out. I shouldn't have. My friend was so fond of it.
Well, if you come back later that day, you will notice that we have given the doll to her, so let's see if he wants to trade.
A bucket? Yes, I do need one. Will you take this Visahid ointment in exchange? It could be useful to you.
Absolutely. We already know who to give that to. But before we go there, we are heading in this direction, into the beginning of the game. You might remember that there was a cart here blocking the passageway. But there is none at the moment, so we are just going to go into the prison courtyard. And I'll show you around. This is the prison courtyard. There's not much to interact with apart from this.
It looks like they dry some kind of nuts on this tray.
So this is sort of a baking tray, and we are going to bake this mirthweed because they resemble tea leaves and obviously they need to be dried. So if you put them on here, you will notice that they are still green, so we can't pick them up yet. We have to wait until they are the right color.
You've got mail.
Which they are now.
These leaves are nice and dry. I'll be able to make an excellent cup of tea with them.
And you hear there's another creature nearby, so we need to find and take that creature as well. There's a little fountain here. If you still have a bucket, you can fill it here, but we won't need that later on, so Now these guards, you can overhear them by just going into this little alcove.
Ever since he started guarding the red door, all he can think about is fulfilling his mission the best he can.
Meanwhile, you empty out his bottles of ashfire. Najazir, you are the most underhanded scoundrel I know.
Thanks. And I'll be taking more of his profits. He won't notice a thing until
So basically these guards were talking about the bottles that were that they stole from the guard who was guarding the red door. They don't have much to say.
Leave me alone. I got deharmonized by a filthy Evahid. It puts me in a very bad mood.
Well, we know exactly who did that.
You cannot go into the prison, Visahid. We're holding a dangerous criminal in there. The chief of the rebels himself.
Oh.
You heard me. Now get out of here.
The chief of the rebels? What's going to happen to him?
The chief of the rebels hasn't been judged yet, but since he's devoted to the former king, he might get locked up for eternity. Like you, if you don't stop bothering me. I know a god who looks like you. He's as hard of hearing as you are.
Okay, okay. Be that way. Now, one of the, I would say optional, but very important things that you need to do in this courtyard is to free this prisoner.
How did you get yourself into this mess? This machine looks frightening.
The hierarch punished me for stealing a tripodon, but I'm not the one that stole it.
This hierarch is a barbarian.
So he basically got punished for something that we did, so we're gonna try and rescue him.
It pains me to see an innocent man punished. Perhaps I can set you free.
The guards, they might see you, and this machine, when they use it, it's as if my body doesn't belong to me anymore.
Now...
You don't belong here. Get down from there.
Oh, okay.
You don't belong here. Get down from there.
Now we need to try and set him free without the guard coming after us, and we are just going to give it another try, quickly. So this lever, when you press it, actually electrocutes him, so we're not going to do that, but we're going to press this lever. Then we're going to pull this one and that one, and we need to pull this one twice so you can see the clamps retracting, as well as this one. And now that they're all free, we can turn this wheel.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, we'll just get the hell out of here. And he was the caretaker of the tripodons, and we set him free, and he'll probably be useful in the future. But for now, we are just going to go back to Atiyama, because we have the tea leaves, and as Wells saw last time, there is a kettle here. So...
Dried leaves and boiling water should produce an excellent cup of tea. There.
Ugh. It's not that bad, but it's awfully bitter.
Okay, well, how do we sweeten it up? We sweeten it up with a little bit of cactus heart.
I forgot the most important thing. Taste. It should be good.
It's delicious. Subek will love it. Such a simple recipe for something so good. The master will surely want to know more. Go see him. Here. Take this key. In order to meet Subek, you need the hierarch's seal, which I've locked in a coffer. But to open it, you'll have to get the other key from Ataima.
Okay, so we do need that other key. And we're going to pay Atiyama a little visit, and because we have the ointment now, that should be interesting, so let's head on there. Right, so here we are, back at the old hag. Let's give her the ointment.
Oh my god! Praise be to Kronos! Some Visaid ointment! The best remedy for back pain! You are my hero!
You're welcome.
My back is much better, thanks to you. I am Ataima. I serve Velsubek. That is, I clean the instruments he uses in his work. He's so careless with them. They got so dirty I couldn't get them clean. That's why he made this machine. If only it hadn't broken down.
Tell me a little about Velsubek's machine.
Velsubek invented this machine which washes things with water and sand. It's much more efficient than washing by hand, but it makes an incredible amount of noise. That's why it was moved out of the sanctuary. It's just my luck that this stupid machine broke down. I've asked Velsubek to fix it, but he's so busy. I would do anything if someone could repair this machine for me.
Okay, well, so basically we have a big washing machine. So, there is a problem, and that it's broken. Now, there is a wrench here, or there used to be, which I've already picked up in a recent play. But with that wrench, which is in my inventory here, we are going to try and fix this machine. So we're going to turn the handle here, and that will give us a leak here. Now we're going to take the wrench and that's fixed. Now when you turn that handle for the first time, there's also a leak just above on this crate, which you had to fix, but it seems that I've already fixed that one. So there's two leaks. You have to push this crate aside, but then it is fixed, so you can talk to her again.
I don't know how to use a wrench.
No, you don't.
You are my hero. My machine is fixed, and my back doesn't hurt anymore. What talent! I'm sure Velsubek would want to meet you.
Well, that's just the point. I would like to talk to him.
Take this key. If you can get Hamiata's key, she's a friend who also works for the Master, you can open our coffer and take the hierarch seal from it. Without that seal, you cannot get into the memory sanctuary. I must warn you, Velsubek hates noise. There's a stepladder that has squeaky wheels. If you move it without oiling the wheels, Velsubek will not be happy. Not happy at all. Good luck. And don't forget to oil the wheels.
Okay, thank you. So now that we have the second key, we are going back to that little hut. Okay, so here we are again. This time with the two keys, so let's open this little coffer. crate. So now we have the seal. Now, before we actually going to go to the entrance of one of these red doors, we are going to find more of these sand scrapers, because at the moment we have 6, but we need 1 more, and that one is, as you saw at the beginning, at the gates. So there we already see him hopping in the distance, and we just need to grab him quickly.
Tripodons seem to be well treated. Tripodon, why?
Yeah, it's a friend of Willoughby's. Now, sometimes the hard part is actually trying to find this woman here, but we might be in luck.
Some other time. I've got to go.
Okay, so that's not the woman we're looking for. But she will pass here soon, so I'm just going to fast forward. There she is.
My word, you've brought me 6, no 7 sand scrapers. That's wonderful. Here, as promised.
I'd like to help you, but I'm already late.
Not a problem. So what did we get? We get a chronomantic tuning fork. It emits a magical armor when it vibrates. And that's some sort of armor. So, all very well. Now we're going to head towards the red door with the seal.
You may have the hierarch seal, but that's not enough. It's the custom to pay a fee to the guard on the door, and this custom must be respected. But I'm a reasonable man. 1 bottle of ash fire will suffice.
I don't have a bottle of ash fire, but I do know that a certain Nashazir recently stole some.
By Kronos! So that's who stole my bottles! He didn't waste any time. All right, this ahead. I'll let you in.
So now we are in the courtyard. We could have also used the other door. Oh, here's another one of those creatures. We already had 7, but this makes 8. We won't be needing it, but this is the other door we were on the other side of, and we can open it.
I can't hear what you're saying. I'm a little hard of hearing.
But I didn't say anything.
Ah, for that, go and see the priests. Only they know the secrets of the sand god.
Okay, so slight bug there, but this game had quite a few of them. Now, in this sanctuary, there's... well, I'll just show you around a little bit. There's nothing much to do here, but this is... these are just the grounds. I thought these were a nice touch.
Yes, that's the hierarch's seal. If you're here, you must have it, don't you?
So, no time wasted in talking to him. We are going to visit Velsubac, the man that we came here for. Now, he is a very busy man.
I have no time for you.
But, if we show him the nautilus...
Who are you then? I've never seen you here. You are not a Sandman.
My name is Wells. I came from the past, thanks to a time machine, but the machine disappeared when I arrived in the city. I got transformed by the power of the wave, and I don't see how I can get home. I know this story seems incredible, but it is true.
It does sound a bit confusing, but fascinating as well. You seem quite sincere. I'd like to help you. I can't do anything about your appearance, though. The Shekandars claim high and low that they can control the wave, but it's not the case. They cannot control time. If you want to go on, you must meet Kronos. He is the only one who can help you.
Meet Kronos. Kronos is a god. No one can approach the domain of the gods.
Ah, but you're wrong. The sacred scrolls reveal many secrets. They tell of our former king, Umara, found the gates to the domain of Kronos, the gates of eternity. Hourglass opened a passage, a magic arch, which leads to these gates. They say that this arch still stands somewhere in the depths of the desert.
In the desert? But the desert is immense. Don't you have any specific indications?
I'm afraid not. But you have Jad-Garul. There is a spell which awakens the power of the arch leading to the gates of eternity. Could be useful to you.
I don't have any choice. I have to find the arch and go through the gates of eternity to meet the god of time. I feel like I'm dreaming. That I'll wake up and none of this will have happened.
The time of dreams is different. It leaves no trace on the sand. The Sand People believe that nautiluses are reserved for the chosen. But that is just superstition, which is carefully nurtured by the Shekandars. The monks don't want the Sand People to keep their memories. Your nautilus is special. It has a crystal chip in it. This stone emits a vibration. Seems to be in tune with your Jad-Garul. Very strange.
Now, there are a couple of items in this room which we need to take a look at. One of them is this scroll.
According to the sacred principles, the soul of man is the exact same shape as an upside-down pyramid. Each side represents one of the spiritual states of the Sand People. The first side is Adamid, the Guardian. The second is the Sage, the Visahid. The third is Ephahid, those who play. The last side, which dominates the others, is the Shekandar, the chosen of Kronos. The Pyramid of Ashes revolves in the wave's furious winds, and only the Shekandar can resist the force of the breath of the Sand God.
that information will be very useful to us later. Now, there are also a couple of scrolls on here, which we are going to have a look at. But we, you see, these are the bluer ones over here, one over here. But we need to move this thing first. And we've already been warned that he hates that noise, and we need to fix those squeaky wheels. Now, we do have an oil can, so that fixes it.
It's far too heavy.
That is kind of strange. I think the oil can just magically disappeared. No, it didn't. But anyway, we won't need it anymore.
Lemurs are dangerous creatures. The only ones who don't fear their evil powers are the Lords of the Wave. In fact, the chronomancers can even obtain magic formulas from them, which they then keep in prisms made from the purest quartz. Lemurs seem to be fascinated by crystals, and their caverns are illuminated by an abundance of these glowing stones. However, they are frightened by pure quartz because it can weaken their powers.
Again, this information is optional but very useful a little bit later on.
The great desert is vast and inhospitable. It's the land of the Lemurs, these specters who are greedy for the sand of man. No subject of Kronos would dare to stay there. Sometimes the sacred gods come upon sandmen who have lost their memory wandering through the desert. These are the outcasts. They are taken back to the city where the priests restore their past and soothe their souls.
That basically happens when you die, or when you get out of sand.
King Ulmereth had but one wish: to contemplate the changing reflections of the Sea of Eternity. He left the city and discovered a coral arch in the desert, an enchanted door leading to divine shores. Ulmereth crossed Crumbling Rock Pass and didn't fall prey to its perils. Then he found himself before the motionless waters of the Sea of Eternity. But the king wasn't alone. Swimming among the still waters were the mermaids of time, guardians of the universal ocean. Their song swept through Ulmereth's soul as he bleakly contemplated his end. One of the mermaids took pity on Ulmereth and gave him a priceless gift, the gift of memory, which he could then give to the Sand People. The king came back safe and sound to the city, but his soul was shattered. He fell into a state of melancholy, desiring only one thing: to return to the Sea of Eternity and swim with the Mermaid of Time.
Now that is quite a long story, but I frankly think it's an interesting one, especially since this King Ulmereth is a character we'll come across later on.
Can one meet the former King Ulmereth?
He disappeared a long time ago. There were rumors that Kronos deharmonized him and that he never reappeared. According to the priests, he offended the Sand God. Ulmereth was a great king. I don't think the Sand God is responsible for his disappearance. I think the hierarch Mikhail knows the truth about all this. His brilliant sermons hide sinister lies.
What are you working on?
I have modified the chronomantic sphere in order to study the folds of time.
I thought that time was the same shape as an arrow, a perfectly straight line from the past projected towards the future.
That's my opinion, too.
Mistake. Thanks to my chronoscope, I discovered that time is the shape of a vortex. A kind of cyclone with an immense force at its center, the heart of the vortex. This heart seems to attract all of the temporal currents.
Time would be a kind of moving spiral directed toward its own center, which I find a bit worrying. Anomalies would surely be produced if the past and the future met. But my machine must have disappeared because of this vortex.
I must continue my observations. Good luck, Voyager. May Kronos guide you to him.
Now again, we see this contraption that we saw at the Shekindar Monastery, so we can now start to charge our hourglass. And is there anything else we need at the moment? I think we have everything. So before we go into this copper sphere, we're going to pick up another sand globe, and there's also some black salt over here. Okay, let's enter this copper sphere then. See if we can learn some new spells.
It is well suited for to be confined to the sphere. My power is greater than his by far. It is he who ought to be serving me. I know a lot of secrets, a lot of magic, a lot of things that Melsuke will never guess. The ways of Kronos are obvious to me. I have made my prison a place of knowledge, but are you worthy of it?
Are we worthy? I think so. First we're going to get one of the spells that is the furthest away. All the way over here. All the way at the end. Which is the veil of the nautilus. And we're going to try that out. See how it works. But we'll have to head back first. So, how do we use this one?
The sail of the Nautilus protects the jackal. That is, if you know how to use it. You will be defenseless without jackal.
Okay, so that's basically a protection spell. Now, well, we got 4 here. So basically what he was trying to say is that there are fake ones among these, and when you touch them, you actually lose real energy. So a way to dispel them is to stand in the middle here and cast the Eye of Jadgrul. And that leaves only this one, which is the Voyage of the Arch. Now this is the one that
This prism contains a powerful spell, which very few can use.
Okay, show it to us.
Use your magic when you come to the arch.
Okay, that's it.
The voice of the sea of eternity, the key to many voyages.
So basically we've learned all we can in this cavern, but before we leave we are going to offer him an hourglass.
If you think you can buy my knowledge with such trinkets, you're mistaken. I am above the temptations of my kind.
Okay, so he doesn't want it, but if you keep trying...
The energy of this hourglass reminds me of the rhythm of the sea. But I will resist its call. I can't help it. I can't resist. Give me that hourglass, and I'll give you a powerful spell. This hourglass for a chronomantic spell. That's a fair trade.
Okay, so you can choose a few spells. There are some really powerful spells, but we're gonna get to them eventually, so we're just going to take the first one we get, is the acceleration spell. And see how that one works.
Cast this spell and try to grab the hourglass of ashes. Go! You seem to be gifted for mediocrity.
Okay, well, I'm not very good at it, but basically it speeds you up, which is handy sometimes, but we are never going to use it. Alright, so this is the end of the chapter. I hope you enjoyed it, and next chapter we will see what will happen then. I hope you will follow me.
No one can defy the hierarch and go unpunished. Take him away.
Here's the famous Wells. The man who ridiculed the Sand People's hospitality and betrayed the Shekindars. Tetraton will be pleased with this capture.
You must be the hierarch. I assure you, I'm simply a stranded traveler trying to get home, and I present no threat whatsoever to you.
Really? Well, my sacred guards don't agree. If it were up to me, I'd incarcerate you on the spot. But Vel Subek spoke in your favor.
He thinks you could be useful to us. I will therefore suspend judgment until I consult with Tetradon. Can't we make some kind of arrangement? Lock him up with the chief of the rebels. They'll share the same fate.